After Andrew Glennon was granted custody of their 4-year-old son James, teen mother Amber Portwood talked candidly about her challenging co-parenting relationship with him. In order to compare her two co-parenting experiences, 32-year-old Amber sat down with her 36-year-old ex-husband Gary Shirley and their 13-year-old daughter, Leah. Teen Mom posted a video clip of Amber sitting down with Gary to talk about her upsetting circumstances on Instagram. Andrew doesn't want Amber in James' life and hasn't been as receptive to her trying to co-parent. Amber yelled at Gary in the Teen Mom video clip, "I wanted to see where we were at with possibly co-parenting." However, she was keen to make it clear that she had no plans to reconcile with Andrew. In an effort to mend their co-parenting relationship, Amber said Andrew has been ignoring her attempts to have him visit her house more frequently. She claimed that after he called off their first plans to hang out with James, he came over the following day to prepare breakfast but would not speak to her. "Seriously, do you know how hard it is to co-parent?" Amber asked Gary. With someone who doesn't want to co-parent, Gary concluded. Fans expressed their pride in Amber and Gary's journey in the video clip's comments, despite the fact that Amber is still figuring out her connection with Andrew. "I love how they're comfortable with each other," an admirer wrote on social media. "They made great progress." Another supporter said, "I love how they've overcome so much and are able to have a very healthy relationship with co-parenting." Another commented, "He truly cares about Leah and makes sure that Amber is okay too because it's what's best for Leah." Another person, though, gave a different conclusion, saying, "Christina and Gary are obviously aware of how difficult it is to co-parent with someone who doesn't want to." Amber has had little involvement in the actual parenting of Leah. In addition to caring for Leah, Christina and Gary had a daughter, Emily, together when they got married in 2015. Before Amber became pregnant with Leah at the age of 18, she dated Gary for around 2 years. Over the years following their breakup, Teen Mom viewers have observed the development of Amber and Gary's co-parenting relationship. After that, Amber spent 2 years with Andrew, 38, during which time she fell pregnant with James, her second child. However, following a protracted legal struggle, Amber lost custody of her kid, making their co-parenting experience less successful. After losing custody, Amber has found it difficult to spend time apart from James. In the most recent Teen Mom Next Chapter episode, the MTV personality broke down in tears after returning from a 3-day visit with her kid. Andrew refused to let the reality show record the 3 full days the reality star spent with James. Instead, as the TV star left her son and went back to her own house, cameras rolled. The court in her case has granted permission for her to return in 4 weeks. The U.S. Sun exclusively reported in July that an Indiana court had decided in Andrew's favor, ending the tragic custody dispute between the Teen Mom OG actress and her ex. Since their 2019 breakup, Amber and Andrew have been battling for full custody of James. Following Amber's imprisonment for domestic abuse against James that year, Andrew was given primary custody of the boy. By revealing that Amber had abused their child and used drugs during her pregnancy, the single father stopped Amber's attempts to obtain full custody of James. Amber still resides in Indiana, while Andrew and James currently live at his mother's $5 million Malibu house in California. Despite the difficulties, the judge recently gave Amber some encouraging news. The U.S. Sun has disclosed that after her no-contact order against Andrew was removed, Amber now has greater access to James via FaceTime conversations and phone calls. Given that James currently lives more than 2,000 miles away from Amber with his father in California, the Teen Mom star's continued relationship with her son may be drastically altered by their increased communication. In the court's decision, Amber was declared entitled to liberal telephone calls and / or FaceTime communication with the child. Amber Portwood, one of the most controversial and resilient stars of MTV's Teen Mom OG, has faced many challenges throughout her life. From battling mental health struggles to navigating turbulent relationships, Amber's journey has been a roller coaster of highs and lows. However, no challenge has been as painful or public as her ongoing custody battle with ex-boyfriend Andrew Glennon over their son James. After losing custody of James, now 4 years old, to Andrew in 2022, Amber has spoken openly about the deep sadness and frustration she feels. Recently, she provided an emotional update about her co-parenting struggles, revealing the difficulties of maintaining a connection with her son from a distance. Her candid revelations shed light on the pain of separation, the complexities of co-parenting after legal battles, and the resilience required to keep fighting for her child. This is a story of love, loss, and a mother's unyielding determination to remain in her son's life, despite the odds stacked against her. Amber and Andrew's relationship began in 2017 during a period of hope and renewal for the Teen Mom OG star. The couple welcomed their son, James, in 2018, and for a time, Amber seemed to be thriving as a mother of two. She also shares a daughter, Leah, with ex-Gary Shirley. However, their relationship soon unraveled, leading to allegations of domestic violence, a highly publicized court case, and ultimately the loss of custody for Amber. In 2022, an Indiana judge awarded Andrew primary custody of James, allowing him to relocate with their son to California. Amber was granted supervised visitation and the ability to maintain contact through virtual calls. The decision devastated Amber, who described it as the most painful moment of my life. Co-parenting is never easy, but doing so from hundreds of miles away adds an almost insurmountable layer of difficulty. Amber recently opened up in an Instagram live session, sharing her heartache about the situation. "I miss James every single day," she admitted through tears. "It's hard to feel like a mom when you're so far away. I try to call, I try to stay involved, but it's not the same as being there." Amber revealed that virtual visitation, while better than nothing, is a poor substitute for physical presence. "When I see him on the screen, it breaks my heart," she said. "I want to hug him, to be there for him when he's having a bad day. I just want to be his mom in every way possible, and right now, I feel like I'm failing." While Amber's pain is palpable, Andrew has consistently defended his actions as being in James's best interest. Moving to California allowed Andrew to live closer to his family, providing a support system he says is crucial for raising James. Andrew has remained largely private about the specifics of their co-parenting arrangement, but in the past, he has expressed hope that Amber could maintain a meaningful relationship with their son. However, tensions between the two have made communication challenging, often leading to feelings of frustration and resentment on both sides. Amber's struggles with mental health have been well documented on Teen Mom OG. Diagnosed with bipolar disorder and borderline personality disorder, she has spent years seeking treatment and working to manage her conditions. While Amber has made significant progress, the custody loss has been a significant setback, testing her resilience and resolve. In interviews, Amber has acknowledged her past mistakes, but insists she has worked hard to grow as a person and a mother. "I know I've messed up, but I've also changed," she said in a tearful interview with Us Weekly. "I'm not the same person I was 5 years ago. I just want the chance to prove that to James." At just 4 years old, James is too young to fully understand the complexities of his parents' relationship. However, the impact of living apart from his mother is undeniable. Experts agree that children thrive when both parents are actively involved in their lives, but logistical and emotional barriers can make this difficult. Amber worries about the long-term effects of their separation on James. "I don't want him to grow up feeling like I wasn't there for him," she shared. "I want him to know how much I love him, even if I can't be there every day." To bridge the gap, Amber has tried to make the most of her virtual visits, reading bedtime stories over video calls, and asking James about his favorite activities. While these moments are meaningful, they don't fully replace the bond formed through shared experiences and physical closeness. One of the biggest hurdles Amber and Andrew face is rebuilding trust and establishing effective communication. Their history of conflict, combined with the emotional toll of the custody battle, has created a fraught dynamic that complicates co-parenting efforts. Amber has expressed frustration over feeling excluded from important decisions about James's life. "I want to be involved," she said. "I don't want to feel like I'm just a visitor in my own son's life." Andrew, for his part, has emphasized the need for stability and consistency, arguing that his approach prioritizes James's well-being. Finding common ground has proven difficult, but both parents acknowledge the importance of putting their son first.